Alright, what is up guys? Today is June 20th, 2017, and this is a video that's long overdue. I've been waiting to make this video for a long time, but I've just been very lazy and stuff like that. But now that summer's here, hopefully I should have some more time and motivation to make these videos. So today we're going to be looking at some pretty neat little devices here. These are Wheelock brand, model PS-15A Telstrobes. And very simply, these are strobe lights that plug into a telephone line and flash when somebody calls that line and there's a ring over the line. So these are very similar to fire alarm devices. Wheelock also makes fire alarms. And let's do a quick comparison to an actual fire alarm. Just the differences and everything like that. The strobe design, with the strobe light itself is very similar. This is just one example right here. But with fire alarms, the power comes in through, it gets 24 volts through a fire alarm system. Whereas these things, you don't have to plug in any external power. All the power for these devices comes through the telephone line. There's a single telephone jack in the bottom, just a household telephone jack, and all the power comes in through there. So like I said, when somebody dials the telephone number and there's a ring that comes over the line, every time there's a ring, every time that voltage comes up, these things will put out a couple flashes. And they're not bright by any means, but they're bright enough to be noticeable. So a good application for one of these things would be if there's a hearing impaired, office worker or something like that. You could put one of these at his or her desk, and they can see when the telephone is ringing without actually hearing it. So, like I said, these put off some very soft flashes, not incredibly bright, not blinding, but still noticeable. So I'd say, on each ring, you get about one flash out of it. Sometimes, because they are strobe lights, they have to charge up. So sometimes on some rings you don't even get a flash. But I think these all may be different. So I got these, I picked these guys up last year. These came out of the county's former Cold War bunker / former Office of Emergency Management Operations Center. And these things were all in the bunker. They were in the central control area, kind of. And they were kind of set up like this. There was about I'd say a foot separating them. They were ceiling mounted. And, they were, like I said, not properly mounted, but they had little cords coming out of them going into the drop ceiling. And they were set up for just each station while the control center was still in operation. And they were, like I said, they were just held on by the ceiling, held to the ceiling by two screws. These have your very simple, kind of household mounting system, which is pretty nice. So they were just held up by two screws, and when I went to remove these, all I had to do was unplug the cord and give them a good push, just slide them straight, and they came right off. And like I said, these things were all over that room. I recorded a short little video in that facility, and it was a pretty neat place. I actually got several other devices from there. Besides these things, I got a fire alarm device, and then there's a surprise. I still haven't shown you guys that I picked up there last year, but big thanks to my older brother who brought me down there and got permission to let me take all this stuff out, since they shut down operations there a few years ago, and now, this year, they have officially decommissioned it, and the demolition is happening right now, from what I understand. So, kind of sad, it was a big piece of, history, a big piece of town and county history. But anyway, got some pretty cool devices. I think these things are pretty neat. So, I'm going to stop rambling right now. We're going to take these things downstairs to the modem, and we're going to plug them into the phone line, and we're going to test a few of them. The home phone wiring in my house is shorted out. It just got old, and it shorted out, so that is no longer usable, and we're not going to be replacing it anytime soon. So I have to go downstairs to the router slash modem, and we'll plug these things right into the telephone jack there, and we'll give them a test. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are down here in the computer room, and I've got one of these guys hooked up, obviously via telephone cord, to the telephone 2 port on the back of our Comcast modem slash router. The telephone 1 port is going to the phone. Both of these ports are the same telephone number. So anyway, when I was walking down here, I actually ran into a little bit of a problem as I was thinking about this. I'm actually recording with my phone right now. So in like 30 seconds, I was able to find this website online called callmylostphone.com. So I'm just going to use this nice free website to ring our telephone number, and we'll make this thing flash. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put my phone number in here. And we're going to go ahead and call the number right now. There it is. So, as you guys can see, it will skip on a few rings, but for the most part, this one is pretty good. I think these all have a different, these all work just the slightest bit different. Some of them skip more rings than others, so... So as you guys can see, it skipped on that ring. So it's just all about the time it takes for the strobe light to charge up. So, okay, let me pick it up here. Let's go ahead and plug in a different one, and we'll test one more for you guys. Okay, we got a new one plugged in here. Let's go ahead and make this ring. I actually had to go to a new website because the old one detected I was ringing this too many times, and it would not allow me to send any more calls to prevent abuse. So let's try this this new website and see if this one works a little bit better. All right, let's give this one a try. Okay, well that one only rang 3 times, but anyway, you guys get the point. So there you guys go. Those were the Wheelock PS-15A Telstrobes.